Blue Ridge Parkway.
Hello and welcome to Car Talk from National Public Radio with us, Click and Clack the Tappert Brothers, and we're broadcasting this week from the Historic Preservation Pavilion here at Car Talk Plaza.
Historic Preservation Pavilion?
Well, we received in the mail recently two very interesting products of historic proportion. At least one of them is. We've referred to this one many times on the show.
I mean, it's an urban legend, this stuff.
It is.
I mean, it's one of those things that you don't even know if it really ever existed. It's sort of like Atlantis. I mean, people keep talking about it, but
right.
No one's ever actually seen it. And here it is, a spray can of cosmoline.
Oh my God.
Cosmoline exists. Here
Cosmoline does exist.
I'll
Of course,
hold it up to the microphone.
This is the stuff of legend. It was reported that there were thousands of U.S. Army surplus Jeeps that were for sale. I remember when I was a kid, they were 50 bucks a piece.
They're always 50 bucks.
Yeah, and they were packed in cosmoline. Packed in $300 worth of cosmoline to preserve them. So no matter what happened to them.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't even pack them in $50 worth of cosmoline. Well, where did that story ever come from?
Well, it may have come from Houghton International, which is the maker of cosmoline.
And they still make the stuff, and they even got it in a spray can.
These cans are from World War II.
Oh, they are?
No, they still make it. It contains, I suppose I can divulge.
There's a reference here to Dwight D. Eisenhower.
Anyway, the stuff contains three very interesting ingredients, which I'll share with you.
Yeah.
Startered solvent.
Oh, don't you love it?
We don't have to go any farther.
Yeah.
Hexylene glycol.
See, we could figure that out.
Which is what gives it that greasy feel.
Yeah.
And 1,2,4-trimethylbenzene, which is what makes it toxic.
I could even draw the Fisher diagram for that.
You could. I'm sure you could.
I mean, when you've taken organic chemistry as many times as I have, trying to pass it. Wow. And
well, obviously the stuff is a preservative, and I thought that I would try a small little test.
Yeah.
So I decided to see if I didn't want to try to preserve the entire dart, because I thought it would be too much of an undertaking for this one little can. So I thought I'd try, like, the driver's seat. So before the show started, I didn't do the whole seat. I just did the back of it.
Oh.
So you won't get your pants wet.
Yeah?
Don't worry. It looks beautiful.
Well, you'd be happy to know that I also did a test. You know that orange soda you're drinking?
Yeah.
How's it taste? I'm trying to find out if the stuff
tastes a little like trimethylbenzene, actually.
I'm trying to find out if the stuff is poisonous. I put a little in just before the show.
Look, if you want to talk to us about preserving your car, the number is 1-888-CAR-TALK.
Or preserving this show. You might want to preserve this show by buying a tape. The number's to call.
1-888-227-8255. Hello, you're on Car Talk.
This is Linda in Maine. You guys are cracking me up.
Linda from Maine.
That's with an I, just so you know.
Maine, M-A-I-N-E.
That's it.
Northern Maine, Middle Maine, or Southern
Mid-coast.
Maine?
Mid-coast.
Mid-coast. Cool.
Oh, you're like from near Bar Harbor.
Well, about an hour south of Bar Harbor and about an hour north of Portland.
Sure.
So you haven't lived in Maine very long.
15 years.
Where are you really from? Boston? South Boston?
I'm from the Midwest originally.
Are you really?
Yeah. You been there?
Midwest?
No. Not really.
Yeah, south of Chicago.
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah, on the plain he's been there.
Yeah.
I was going over. They said below you there are wheat fields. See those wheat and corn? Yeah, it's the Midwest.
Yeah,
that's it.
I've seen enough.
So what's going on?
Put me down.
Well, I think I've got a real stumper for you guys. It's about my 1987 Toyota Tercel four-wheel drive wagon.
Got it. Okay.
It's got about 164,000 miles on it. But here's the problem. When it's been a really hard, rainy, super saturated kind of rainy day, and it's been sitting in my driveway overnight, it won't start, and it's not the battery.
So when you turn the key, it goes forever, and it just doesn't kick.
Correct. So I have to get my hairdryer and dry off the sort of is it the alternator?
No, the distributor.
The distributor, okay.
The thing with the wires coming out.
Yeah, right. And I've got new spark plug wires.
Well, good.
New plugs. It's not that. It's something about dampness.
What made you think of the hairdryer thing?
Well, I figured that would work.
Yeah.
Oh, and here's something my husband said to tell you, that when he's...
Say it to him, too. Well, I'm sorry.
No, that's not what he said.
Oh, no.
Anyway, he says that he has seen arcing. Is that the clue?
Yeah, that's a clue. Did he say where he saw the arcing?
Kind of over the top of that area.
Mm-hmm.
Over the top of that area.
Yeah,
so
maybe I'm not.
Our
Maybe I'm not saying
suspicions
it
may
right.
be confirmed.
I know where he's seeing the arcing.
I do too.
This
Okay,
is a
so you got
common
it.
problem on these cars. You've changed the wires, and that didn't help it.
Correct.
Because what's wrong is the distributor cap has little microscopic little cracks that are starting at the center, and working cracks go all the cracks go all to the down to the base of the distributor cap, and providing a conductive, when wet, path for the electricity.
Down to the body.
And that so your spark is actually getting grounded out before it ever gets a chance. I mean, it's cut off at the knees, so to speak.
That's it.
Before your spark can make it to the plugs, it's getting shorted to ground, and you need to replace the cap. Now,
So, how much is that going to cost?
$750 an hour shot.
we're having a special on them.
That's
If you call
$12.95
now, we'll also send you the 3-CD Sleepy LaBeef collection. Are you into Sleepy LaBeef?
He rocks.
He rocks, baby.
I'm all for Sleepy.
This is a simple problem. And your husband's clue was very, very helpful.
Tell them to go to the parts store, or
Yeah.
maybe even the Toyota dealer,
Oh, boy.
and buy a new distributor cap and a new rotor.
A rotor.
And there are 3 screws that hold the cap down.
Yeah.
Take them out, plug on the new rotor, you put the new cap on, you stick the
Make sure you put the wires back in exactly the same place. Otherwise,
important.
it'll never start.
Right, you'll be calling us next week. You'll be in your
Well,
driveway.
I'm sure he could do all of this. He's a pretty dandy mechanic.
That's
Sure.
going to fix it, Linda.
All right. Thank you so much, guys.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Good luck.
1-888-227-8255. Lawyer on Car Talk.
Oh, hi. My name is Gaspar Castronovo. I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
Casper?
Gaspar
Gaspar.
Gaspar.
Castronovo. Gaspare Castronovo.
Castronuovo.
No kidding.
And you're from New York.
Yeah, Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
Yeah. I have a 84 Ranger
Yeah.
that I came by. It cost me $500.
Yeah.
The truck runs fine, except I noticed my wife says to me, every time you park, there's a pool of oil under your car.
Yeah.
So I realized that I was losing about 1.5 quarts of oil a day
Wow.
from my oil dipstick.
Really?
No.
My oil pump has so much pressure that it spits oil out.
How do you know it has too much pressure?
Well, because all this oil's coming from someplace.
Ah, okay.
I don't like it, but go ahead.
What I did was, I'm a plumber, right?
No,
So
no,
I love it.
don't tell. I know what you did, but go ahead, tell everyone
I know.
else.
You installed a T connection.
I took a hose from underneath my sink. You know, the hose that we use on the spray.
Yeah, for the spray thing. I know, yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't need the spray anyway.
And you ran it up
I-
from the dipstick
I took
back
the stick
into
out,
the top of the car.
and I put a hole in the top of my oil, the valve cover.
So you
Yeah.
drilled a hole in the
and,
air.
and so the oil goes back into the car.
What a guy.
Great.
But the thing is that I'm wondering, why is this going on?
And since you did this, there's no longer a puddle under the
Of course
truck?
not.
No, there's no more puddles.
And you're obviously not losing any more oil.
I'm not losing no more oil.
Wow, what a solution. Great. Okay, thanks for calling.
But
I don't-
what's wrong?
I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
No, I don't like this. I don't like your analysis of the situation.
No, it's not the oil pressure.
Yeah, this doesn't happen. This can't happen.
Several things, one of several things, or maybe several of several things, or a couple of several things. A lot of different stuff could be going on here, Gaspar.
And
You could, for example, have too much oil in the crankcase.
not too much.
No.